Welcome back, Scorpio, to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, happy New Year to you. I hope that your New Year's went well. Hope that everything is good. I hope that the new year is bringing in a refreshing energy for each and every single one of you. A couple quick things. Next week, I know I had some emails. If you were waiting on an email response from me, those went out this morning. My apologies, as with the holiday and everybody else, just trying to keep my head above water, right? I've been doing some cleaning out. You can see the shelves behind me are kind of empty, so I'm going through some things I had talked about. You know, I put a poll up probably a month or so ago about unloading some crystals and things to you all, and hopefully here in the very near future, that's going to be my game plan. I don't know if I'm going to do it here on YouTube or if I'm going to do that over on Facebook. So either way, I'll put a post up, I'll let you know, but I'm getting closer to finally doing that. You know, the back thing in November really kind of threw everything I wanted to do for a loop. So that's that. I hope you all are having, again, a wonderful new year. This is going to be your weekend read, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. Cross watcher, if that's you, welcome to the channel as well. I hope you guys are staying well from the weather too. I don't know where you are, but the East Coast of the U.S., we are getting pummeled with snow. So it's a great snow day and a great day to sit down and get to YouTube and try to get some things accomplished here. So that's the game plan today. So hopefully you'll see different videos come out. I'm going to start off with this self-discovery deck. My sister, if she's watching, thank you so much for this deck. It's super cool. But it poses some questions for you. So Scorpio, I'm going to see, you know, what question it is that you need to be asking yourself this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get the energies out. Weekly reads are going to start back up. The monthlies, I'm going to finish getting those out. 2025 themes are also going to be finished up. You hear the birds in the background. I had to move them into the other room because the one is big, bossy, and bitchy. Okay? So, all right, Scorpio, let's get into it. Let's get down to it here. What does Scorpio need to know? That was quick. There's two questions. So, it says, what are some ways you can cultivate more self-love and acceptance of yourself? That's a good question. I like that. And then that's regarding your emotional intelligence. And then the next one is desires. How do you plan to leave this world a little better than the way you found it? So good questions to ask yourself over this weekend. And I think those are great questions posing for the new year as to, you know, what can we do to cultivate more of ourselves and more self-love and acceptance? And Spirit instantly coming in and going, start with forgiveness. Start with forgiveness. And how do you plan to leave this world a little better than the way you found it? Spirit saying, in love, through love, unconditional love, love of the self, love of others, love for those around you. So, you know, you do your own self-reflecting on that as well, but I think that's a beautiful way to start this first weekend read of January 2025. So let's see, Scorpio, what else is going on? We're going to get 3 overall cards for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we'll clarify those if need be and go from there. All right, Spirit, for Friday for Scorpio, telling me to change decks. Done deal. All right, for Scorpio, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was quick. All right, confidence today, Scorpio. Confidence today. It's 6. You know, you could be breaking some bondages around past ideas and conceptions of what other people have created of you. And I know we've talked about that a little bit in the last couple of reads. But this is kind of a change of pace, Spirit is saying. This is for you to go, okay, like, maybe I didn't see things clearly. Maybe things weren't as sound as I thought they should be. Or, you know, I think this idea of a little bit of confusion coming in with this and learning how to separate yourself from that confusion via grounding, via pulling yourself more into a, Spirit's calling it a natural space. So maybe you need to spend some time in nature. You know, just as an example, I've been piddling with the birds. We got them a new aviary kind of thing, house, so the cat didn't eat them, right? Protect them from predators. So playing with the birds and doing the bird thing and playing with some herbs, you know, it was a good grounding thing for me this morning. So, you know, whatever it is that, you know, if you get snowed in, what can you do within your home to connect you to the world outside of, you know, your home or your space? So, but it's going to build confidence, Scorpio. Working on your goals, your aspirations are going to help you to build that confidence. Tomorrow, the warrior. You could face some challenges, Spirit is saying. So I feel like this is regarding personality types. It's an interesting concept. Like there's something about something or someone, I feel like with 2 2s here, that's a partnership thing. So this could be love, romance, your kids, your family, whatever. But I feel kind of like some of your buttons are being pressed a little bit. It's like I really feel good about this situation or this person in these ways, right? Finding some kind of level of gratefulness going, I really love these things. And then there's the other part of it. It's like, I really could do without these things. So you could be kind of be in this back and forth emotional energy. Spirit is giving me. That's kind of like, if you ever watch Minnow Pond Tarot, Chris Rex says, is the juice worth the squeeze? And they just brought that to me. So that's funny. So I don't know, maybe check out Chris. Maybe he's got something on there for you guys that would be useful as well. It's kind of like, is this person worth it? Is this situation worth it? Am I getting full fulfillment out of whatever this is when it comes to this person or situation? And then let's see, a card for Sunday, please, Spirit, for Scorpio. High Priestess of Fire. So you could be dealing with a fire sign. You could have significant fire placements in your chart. Scorpio, though, I think that the overall theme of this is you Spirit saying being ironclad with your boundaries. With this meditation card, it's like, I need time, I need space, I need to be with me. You got 2 7s here, 5 and 2 is 7, or 2 and 5 is 7, and 2 and 5 here again is 7. So you've got repeating themes of 25, both breaking down to a 7, and you got a 6 here. Spirit's saying this is the ultimate change that is needed. It's like need be, is what they're saying. It's need be. I don't know why that's so. Need be. Okay. Need be. Whatever it is that you need to do, Scorpio, just do it. If other people aren't really like on board with what you're doing, or with 7 on the clock right there, 777 there, Scorpio, even if they don't feel compelled by what it is that you do, you just need to do it anyhow. So whatever that compelled means for them, I don't know. Maybe what you do isn't their thing, right? I don't know. Maybe sitting under a tree meditating isn't their thing. They want to go, I don't know, go swimming in the water. I don't know, whatever it is. But I do feel like they stand in with some sort of resistance. And I think they're coming in a sense of immaturity. It's like they don't get it. Scorpio, I think that you are evolving, ascending. Other people that you've had past connections with. I said about like they need you to be sitting and they need to be swimming, right? That's movement. What's behind their movement? Then you've got endings and conclusions. Like something here is taking place behind the scenes, Scorpio. And I could say this weekend, right? Like that's the time frame on this, but it doesn't mean that it's going to stick to that, right? It's always going to be about your timeline. But to me, this feels like there's some kind of dynamic. The way they're showing this to me energetically is there's some sort of dynamic in the background that is showing up. Like it's like there you are front and center, and these people or situations and or both are in the distance behind you. It's like you're this visionary looking forward, and this is going to take some time, whatever that means for you. Like whatever this visionary aspect is, it's going to take some time to reveal itself. So be patient, Spirit, during this process. It's like trust your gut, trust your knowing. Pay attention to your gut health too right now, okay? No doctor, right? Check with your PCP, those licensed individuals. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's clarify this confidence. What's this about for Scorpio on Friday, Spirit? Spirit is saying strict and stern and yet very poised. Scorpio, you could kind of be, I don't know that I'd necessarily call it a hermit mode, but it kind of gives that vibe just because of the lessons, just because of the knowledge that you're carrying forward with you. But it also feels like silence. Silencing yourself in times of turmoil, in times of trouble. Spirit bringing through John Lennon's Let It Be. In times of trouble, Mother Mary comforts me. Find comfort in your higher self. Find comfort in those that you are connected to, whether it be Mother Mary or ISIS or whatever it might be for you. Okay, find comfort in those connections. Like I feel like you are connecting with otherworldly things, outside of this world things, I think would be the better way to put that. Where you would typically connect with people on this 3D experience. I feel like you're connecting with a sense of your higher self. You could be getting hit heavy with downloads. Dreams could be very important as well. There's just a lot going on that I think that you're feeling and embracing. Some of you are handling it differently than others. Some of you are quiet with it and in stillness with it. Others of you are begging for stillness. Others of you are seeking some kind of reprieve from the mundane, Scorpio. You're not gonna, it's like, yes, the clock ticked. It went from 11:59 p.m. December 31st, 2024 to January 1st, midnight, 2025. And, not necessarily, we're not the Great Pumpkins, or we're not Cinderella who goes back from riches to rags on that stroke of the midnight clock, right? But something has happened. Something very deep within you. Spirit's calling it a portal of activation. So, I don't feel like most of you are going into it going, new year, new me, right? Like that whole, like, ooh. I mean, we've all got our little quirks, right? Like, I'm going to dress better. I'm going to fix my hair, whatever. Which clearly I've not really done. But it's the little things, right? So you could have these little things, but that's not the substance of what you planned on carrying into 2025. So when that clock struck midnight, it's like Spirit, God, the ethers, the universe, your angels, they just kind of like, Spirit whacked you on the head with a magic wand. They said, here's your change. You want to change. Here's this timeline jump. Here's that paradigm shift. And I think it's like, you may feel like you're walking around in a fog right now. It's like, it's almost, what do they call that? I'm hearing it's subreal, which I know is not the right word, but I'm hearing sub. I don't know, maybe something on a bigger sense is going on with submarines or something too. Now I can say surreal. Okay, so there's two messages in that. So on a large scale, pay attention to, I never tell you pay attention to the news, but there could be something going on in relation to subcraft. I don't even think that that's really a thing, but so submarine or an aircraft carrier or something to that. I don't know. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of downloads the last couple of weeks. Bigger global stuff that's kind of shook me a little bit, honestly. It's been pretty big stuff. So we'll see. And then I see all this stuff that's going on in the United States right now. It's a little scary, but we don't need to live in fear, right? We don't need to live in fear. So there's a message in that, but your reality could feel surreal right now. It being the second message from Spirit, it could feel surreal. So just be aware of that. Just be very aware of that, okay? All right, what is this confidence about for Scorpio on Friday? 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you, Scorpio, if you were having some kind of financial struggle or just kind of feeling down about things, feeling helpless or things are difficult, having just hardships in general, watch your mindset. I think your mind tends to get carried away with you from time to time. And Friday, I feel like is, bear with me for a moment. Friday, today is Friday. I feel like you're picking yourself up, Scorpio. You're drawing a conclusion to the end, and Spirit just had me add these up. I find quite interesting. You have 3 25s here. I was looking at this, and they're like, add those. 13 and 7. The Death card and the 7 of Swords is 20. 5 of Pentacles is 25. You've got 2 and 5 here. 25. The Meditation card being a 25. Increments. of your life, Spirit is saying, Scorpio. Okay. Life to 25, what does that look like? I don't know what is going on. Scorpio, this is Spirit, thank you. The missing piece. You think about 100% of a whole pie, right? Here we go. I'm going into human math. God help me. 25%, 25%, 25%. Where does the other 25% go, Scorpio? I think that this reflection of what are some ways you can cultivate more self-love and acceptance of yourself. Make sure you save 25% of that for you. Okay? That's important. But I do think that for a lot of you, the number 25 is going to have very different, significant, and possibly multiple meanings to it. Okay? So be aware of that. Make sure you're staying outside of your ego, too, Scorpio. I'm curious as if this is you or somebody else, because I'm not getting people. It feels energetic, ethereal, in a way. It's kind of like, when does this delay end? When does this period of stagnancy stop? Spirit is just asking you to take a leap of faith. Stop questioning what 2 weeks out looks like. Stop questioning what happens in 17 days. Just know that what you need to know, Hangman, Pisces energy, and the Fool again, even though those were on the split initially. You just need to start again. You know, it's okay to be innocent. It's okay to not know. It's a new cycle. It's a new experience. And I still kind of feel like for some of you, you've got 1 foot in the old and 1 foot in the new. Spirit also saying that today could just be a very spiritual day for you, Scorpio, is really how this feels. This is an examination, a review space of life. It's 1 foot in this world, 1 foot in the next. You know, some of you, chills, and for others of you too, if you are getting downloads, those downloads are coming in from past life. There's a soul remembrance here, 9 of Wands. This is a reminder. It's almost like looking back at troubles and turmoil and even things coming up from past lives. It's like Spirit has gifted you some kind of badge, some kind of medal. Here, Scorpio, have a cookie. You've figured out a piece of the puzzle, and they're bringing me back to that 25% thing. There's one more specific download that if you've been getting downloads and spiritual information, that next piece is going to tie a lot of things together. Spirit also saying for some of you, this could be a mix of another download or dream, but also some kind of news or information here in the physical world. Be very discerning of what you're taking in right now, okay? Because there's a lot, I think, that's happening on a subconscious level for most of us that is going to free us. That 9 is an end, right? That 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. And I think that it's interesting, Scorpio, that we're going to leave that Friday read into Saturday, the 9 of Wands being the wounded warrior, and you see this card. He is the card of the warrior. It was like something that you needed to figure out for yourself now frees you up, like the internal process, the subconscious, the information that's coming in. Do I think that this is going to happen overnight on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of thing? No. But I think that whatever you are acquiring today or in the coming days is going to help to propel you forward, and you're going to understand other things differently. And you're going to understand the idea of partnerships with other people a little better, where you need to maintain, sustain, regroup your boundaries for the purpose of moving forward. It's going to make more sense. Okay, so I hope that's making sense for you. All right, what is this warrior for Saturday for Scorpio, please, Spirit? Spirit just said if it was only a hiccup, and I had to laugh because as I came out of the deck there, I said about that hermit sort of energy. There it is. Temperance. Scorpio, much more aware, much more wise, been there, done that, seen this shit before. I think that, I feel that, you know, it's kind of like you're in and out of this energy of isolation and then to tango with others. I'll give a little bit, and then it's like, take 25% of that day. Thank you, Spirit. Again, back to the 25. 25% of your day for other people and 75% of it for you. What you need to focus on and what you need to do for yourself, because you're going to gain clarity. I do think that there's somebody or something around you who is addicted to you. Surprise, surprise. And it's kind of like, talk about that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, what I say earlier, right? I love when the cards support everything I just said. You take a look at the Temperance card. She's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out of the water, right? She's in between worlds. She's grounding and she's in her emotions. She feels it, she knows it. She's trying to find the perfect alchemical balance. I think that whomever you're dealing with, Scorpio, they're just not seasoned. I don't know how else to put that. They're just not seasoned. You have become a foreign object, an alien, we'll call you, to a lot of the people of your past. You don't resonate in the same world that they do. You don't entertain the same world that they do. You ever see those memes where it's like, oh, I went to Christmas dinner and they asked me how I've been, and I break into what I've been doing and studying for my spiritual ascension, and we're talking about like UFOs and, you know, all kind of crazy things. Like, that's kind of how they see you. It's like, you want to talk about important stuff, deep stuff, open stuff that most people don't want to talk about. And they're like, how's the weather? Did you see that truck? Did you hear about Susan's new eyelashes? Right? It's shallow. That's not where you are. You could be dealing with a Virgo, a Leo, Sag, Aries, Leo again. Let's see. The Tower. Scorpio, I've said it so many times before, and I'm going to say it again. You know, I don't think whatever this situation is, it's going to be like, if you've reinvested in something, you're like, you know what, even though it's the beginning of the year, like, let's approach this with a new set of eyes. Let's go into this optimistically. Maybe there was things that I was doing in the past that I'm holding myself accountable for that I could have done better, right? I could have done better. So we'll give this a go around to see if I'm met halfway with this new attitude, this new version of Scorpio. I think it falls short. Again, 3D world. I think it falls short. Like, the Spirit is saying that whoever you're dealing with, their growth is stunted. They don't want to dig deep. They don't want to go down the rabbit hole. They don't want to know. There's things that they realize from being around you that they can't unsee, right? I've said it a million times. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And they see that, but it's still turning a blind eye. I mean, Scorpio, think about your own self when you're dealing with this person, and the idea of when were you still sleeping? You knew, but you still slept on it, right? You're changing, and that in itself seems surreal to you. You're changing, and this person just is kind of there going, so what does this mean? Again, I think that this is something, it's almost like Spirit's calling this a forecast. This weekend's energy is a forecast of the beginnings of what your soul is coming to know. What your awareness is bringing into sight as to what is to come. every little piece of this has to play out. It's almost a very mundane kind of weekend. But if you're paying attention to the interactions, your personal time, how you're caring for yourself, in the coming weeks, you see the shifts. It makes more sense. Okay? So there's a big message to that, all right? Yeah, Four of Cups and Knight of Swords. It's like somebody's fighting for your attention. It's like you are in hermit mode. You're Four Cups. Like, I'm good. I've got exactly what I need right here. I'm content. And they're like, do you see me? What do you want? Do you want to go to dinner? Do you want me to finally, do those chores you asked me to do if this is a person you live with? Could be the dogs, the kids, the birds, right? Whatever you got, hamsters. It's like everybody's pulling for your attention right now. And you're trying to maintain a sense of self or a sense of self-control throughout the chaos. And if anything like me, I'm snowed. Well, we're not snowed in yet, but it's getting there. I've got zero desire to leave this house today to do anything. I need to go to the gym. I'm not going today because it's cold out there and I don't like it. But it's like if you're in the house and you're doing these things, who else is there with you? Are they invading your space? Are they seeking your attention and you just want to go sit down and read a good book and have a hot cup of tea? Pay attention to that. This Tower. Spirit also saying it's like they're demanding something of you. And as I say that, the Ten of Wands comes out of the deck. They're demanding. They're placing some kind of burdens on you. They're having, with this Three of Pentacles, Spirit set high expectations of what you're supposed to be giving to them, but what you give to them depletes you. It's like, I got one cookie. Am I going to give it to you? If it's my favorite, probably not. And it's not that you're being stingy. I want to make that perfectly clear. But your focus is your home. Your focus is your success. Your focus is where you're moving to. Where you're going. Some of you this year could be moving. But you also realize that there are things around dynamics, and again, even home, like I said, maybe it's people, maybe it's, a lot of things in your house that you need to get rid of. Some purging needs to happen. Misconceptions about what you could do with things, or, who knows what it is, right? Scorps, like it could be lots and lots of different things. But it's also realizing that it hasn't served you. It doesn't serve you anymore. I need my home space to be clear. I need my home in here internally to be clear, right? Remember that everything that's going on internally, our external world becomes a representation of that. So what are you doing to clean that up? If you need to, which I'm sure we do. Most of us do, right? Even me. So, don't hesitate on the cleanup work. While you're in cleanup mode, somebody else could be sitting on the couch watching Netflix, eating bonbons, and no offense to those who do, because I've done it before. But it's like once you get into your go-getter mode, you're going to get them. And somebody else may feel a little lazy right now, okay? What is this High Priestess of Fire? And in their sense of laziness, Scorpio, it's like they're expecting you to entertain. What is that? Is it pink? I can hear it's, I'm not here for your entertainment. You don't really want to mess with me tonight. I think that's pink that's saying that, right? Stop and take a second. I was fine before you walked into my life, Scorpio. You could be giving somebody the papers to keep on going. And as I just realized too, the Eight of Cups is on the bottom of that, on that note. Four of Pentacles, you're letting go. Four of Swords, healing, moving past things. Two fours here, one on the reverse, one upright. And then you have an 8, which 4 and 4 is 8, right? This gives me that representation on Sunday again, Scorpio, of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? One is up, one is down. Whoever you're dealing with is more in this down space of, again, needing some attention. You yourself, if you've been in a down kind of space, an ick space, flipping that to the right side up. And I talked about that communication, right? This is learning, but this is also a level of immature words. I don't think you know what to do with the immaturity. As I say that, there comes the Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords. What to do with the immaturity of these people. You're showing up as the Queen of Cups. They're showing up as the King of Wands. It's funny, both of you, and whether this is work, a love situation, whatever, or a work situation, it's like somebody here is wanting stability and everybody else is just kind of like running around in a rat race. Like there's things going on. Everyone's like, oh my God. It's like everybody is distracted. And it's like Scorpio, it's like you walk into a room and nobody sees you because there's like this big thing going on. And you show up fine. Whatever that means, and I feel like this is next week. You show up fine. And everybody else is like in a frenzy. Let them be. You know, I said to you all too, it's I'm just thinking about all these downloads and things that I've had, and even though this is just the weekend read, like there's a lot of messages in this. I said, I think at the end of the year in one of your readings, that you had to be in a better space this year because people were going to need you. Scorpio, part of the way that they're going to need you could be to pick up where they can't. And you're going to have to, thank you, Spirit, you're going to have to insert certain boundaries. Just because their worlds are falling apart or what they perceive to be falling apart, I mean, you can help in ways that, if you know, without, Spirit saying slandering yourself or cutting yourself off too. I don't know why slandering yourself, where that's coming from. But you can help them where you can help them, but not to your detriment either. You can only do what you can do. Don't overextend yourself until you're in this Ten of Wands energy. That's going to be very important for you to understand. Do not overextend yourself. Okay? Sunday, though, your fire energy to move on. It's like reignition in the belly, Scorpio, to move on and move forward finally. Whatever that means for you. Again, different for all of you. But it's coming in. And, you know, here's the cool thing. I'm looking up here. They pointed me back to this desires card. How do you plan to leave this world a little better than the way you found it? And, you know, that has been the one thing that I've said pretty much my entire life, doing this work. If I help one person, I've done my work. I've done my duty in this life. I've served my purpose. And it is the whole do no harm, take no shit. We can't fix the world by ourselves. We know this. But if that ripple effect that we create does something good that sends out that repeat vibrational energy of something positive, how can you do that? What can you do in that? Is it love? Be a spirit? Is it a kind word? Is it compassion? Is it just to be empathetic and be a listener without absorbing it, right? Listen, but don't absorb. But Scorpio, I think that's where you're headed, is how to do it better for yourself too. Because we have to remember too, like it would be like enabling an alcoholic or a drug addict or something, or, you know, our kids even. What happens when the rug gets pulled out from underneath it, or underneath them? Are they going to be able to self-sustain? And if you've ever been in that position yourself, where you were enabled, and when we have any codependent relationships of any sorts, it becomes a source of enabling. How do we break that? Because even when we're in there, we're also emitting that same energy, right? It's unhealthy. We're giving that back out to the world. So as you break these codependent cycles, and you're, you know, quote, living right, if you will, how do you leave the world a better place? What does that look like for you? What legacy are you leaving behind one day? Or even just when you walk out of the room, what's the legacy that you're leaving the room with? She came in, he came in, they came in, said beautiful, kind words that stuck with somebody all day long, and that's the legacy you leave behind when you leave that room for the day. Remember that your legacy just isn't at the end of your life. The legacy is everything you leave behind in every interaction that you have. Keep that in mind, okay? Advice, any advice for Scorpio? We're going to leave it there. I really, 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 like this reading for you. Got the goosebumps. All right. Any advice for Scorpio? Cutting ties, moving on. You have received, Scorpio. You've received exactly what you needed. Progression, like a dock, and arriving. It is time to move on. The old ships have sailed, the old way of doing things. I said about your boundaries. There it is. Boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversations, not dealing, still upset. Scorpio, I feel like it's not so much that you're not communicating. You're just knowing when to communicate. Or you may wait a little bit longer than typical to just say something, right? It's requiring some time because you're not off the cuff, quick whim, throwing out whatever is coming to mind. You're genuinely kind of filtering it through the eyes of love. And I think that with your boundaries, instead of responding to somebody and say, yes, I can do this, or no, I can't do that, you're going, does this make sense to say and or do, right? It's like part of the 4 agreements. What is it about your words? Be impeccable with your words. Scorpio, not only are you being impeccable with your words, but you're being impeccable with your intentions. You're not seeing this just as this one little thing. You're seeing the big picture. What consequences come from the decisions that you're making? Is it more overtime at work? Is it more responsibility? Learning since November, right? No in November. Learning to say no and having no guilt attached to that. And that's okay. You owe nobody nothing. But you owe it to yourself to uphold your boundaries. Okay? There's the clock. I've seen that come out for you all time and time again. Needing time. And I said, I don't think as much as my intention, right, is my human intention. And this is oftentimes why I do videos as they need to be done according to spirit, is because I can make up my human mind. Oh, I want to do this, this, and this. It doesn't mean that it needs to be done then. And, so when I say, yeah, I'm going to hopefully get these out, and then it doesn't happen, know that I've not been directed to. My human mind says, sure, I'd love to do X, Y, and Z. I'm at the mercy of spirit. I don't run schedules. I run by their time. And time is not even a real thing. So there's that. Coffee cup with this too. So needing time. Again, while the intention is the weekend, I think this is going to play out over some time, Scorpio. Coffee cup, meeting and talking, savoring the moment, feeling elevated, building friendships. Your circle is changing. Point blank, your circle is changing. There is somebody, I'm going to tell you what, Scorpio, I'd be very cautious as well. I'm going to call it a hit and run. So watch your vehicles, right? Somebody could end up hitting your vehicle and taking off. Just a side note there. Scorpio, there's somebody around you with this old school backstabbing the runner that Spirit is saying it's going to come from a place that you least expected. I don't know what that means exactly, but it's like this is... excuse me. I thought I was going to sneeze. It turned into yawn, and I still might sneeze. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Don't be asleep when this person comes around. It would be like, this is going to be a really shitty thing to have to say, but it's like inviting an old friend into your home. And they say, hey, I need to use your restroom. Okay, go ahead, right? And you happen to have a $5 bill laying on your dresser. And you know it's there. You just laid it there before they got there, and then they leave, and you go in your room, and your $5 bill is gone. And it just poof vanishes. There ain't been another person in the space to take it, but they do. Some of you need to watch for theft and deception. Be careful who you're talking to, who you're sharing information with. But I think that news is going to get back around. I don't know what that means either. You guys have a lot of stuff going on, okay? A lot of small stuff that's going to accumulate to a big thing. And with Mars, I know Mars retrograde ends February 23rd. But I feel like there's something about February 17th. This is going to be a pretty big thing, but I would say mark your calendars to the 17th of each month until Aries season 2. I don't know why, but I would. There may be pivotal moments where Scorpio, something could happen in January, and you'll see the repercussions of that, like I would say the beginning of, and the repercussions of that happen around the 17th. In the meantime, while that's going on, something else could be taking place that's a little shitty and shady. And by the 17th of February, you could see the consequences from that. And these don't have to be your consequences, but you're going to see how quickly, Spirit is saying, how quickly these matters are going to resolve themselves. It's like a boom, 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 and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? But you're going to see the end results happen a lot faster than you're accustomed to, which I think to you will again be surreal, mind-blowing as to how fast, after certain circumstances, somebody wants to backtrack, or people may backtrack on what they, oh no, Scorpio, I didn't say that, that's not what I meant blah, blah, blah. Resting bitch face to them, Scorpio. Again, you're filtering it through the lens. Be impeccable with your words. Old adage. You have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Scorpio, I don't even feel like you're disappointed. I don't even know that I want to say that you're numb to it. You're just like, this ain't fucking worth it. There's going to be some test of your patience over the next couple of months too, Scorps, that you're going to want to be mindful of. That intimidation factor of you is going to shine greatly. All the while, Spirit's saying you are finding your personal power. And when you find your personal power, you get back in touch with your confidence. You're going to be able to move mountains. And ones that people knew you were destined for something, but they didn't realize what that truly meant. Keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open, but pay attention. Eyes open, heart open, but pay attention. Okay? All right, Scorps, I'm leaving it there. Personal reads are back open. They were open the whole time, really, but just a little bit here and there as far as my scheduling, but pretty much back to normal now, moving forward after the weekend. I do have some open availability this weekend if you all are interested. And then back to my version of a normal schedule, but we'll get back into the regular swing of things. I want to thank you all for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Channel members, a video per Spirit will be coming out to you very soon. I'm sending you all so much love. You all take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.